Hello friends and sunflowers, it is TXT month, and to celebrate 5 years with TXT, we are going to be breaking down the Starseekers TXT Universe sort of storyline videos that they have just for Dream Week leading up to their anniversary. Spoiler warning for the webtoon and the web novel. We're going to be talking about stuff that happens at the end, but I do kind of expect you to have some kind of knowledge of it, so if you want to know the whole story beyond what's shown in this video, I do have 2 videos linked in the description down below. One is a sort of short version storybook retelling, and the other is like a quite in-depth look at them. Also, I'm going to be linking my original Frost breakdown in the description below as well, so you can watch all those at your leisure. Anyways, let's get into today's re-examination. The Frost music video. Starts off by feeling like the whole world is ending and that they are running out of time. In fact, it might literally be the apocalypse outside if you kind of look on the background behind them at the beginning and like at the news coverage. And at the time this music video came out, this was sort of the first foray into actual crucial information surrounding their true names. The fate that they must sort of accept and overcome. Accepting fate is actually what allows Subin to use his magical artifact given to him by Moa. This thing, the die, in order to give them a hint about how to defeat the dragon, which is sort of a scene in Eternally. I talked about that in yesterday's video. If you haven't already seen that, you should do that as well. Fun fact, the fortune teller that we see in this music video who sort of gives them their fates here is a reference to a character in the webtoon and web novel, DK, their manager, who teaches them about magic and is technically from a different realm, if you believe the webtoon version. In the web novel, he was sort of their instructor as children, and in the webtoon, he also taught them as children, but in a different universe, because it's a multiverse that they exist in. That was just fun knowledge for you guys. I've actually spoken at length about their true names and all their meanings, so if you don't really know what it is, I recommend watching one of the videos I did it more in depth, again, like the original Frost video. But for the purposes of this video, the important takeaway is kind of that bad end feeling. Let me explain. So they must overcome their fears and sort of accept their roles to truly embody their personal abilities. The Frost music video shows this whole process very metaphorically, but I'm gonna try and explain the essentials as well as the biggest challenges that they have to, they're basically informed that they must overcome. Hence that bad ending feeling of the scenes. It's supposed to be the challenge, Yeonjun. His true name is the one who shall not eat dogs. Yes, that sounds a bit long and a bit weird, but it is a reference to Kukalin. So rather than actually directly talking about dogs in Yeonjun's case, I believe that dog here, the one who shall not eat dogs, is actually a reference sort of like to his friends. So essentially he must become someone who will not betray his friend. His biggest challenge is relying on them so that he doesn't end up alone in a desert with no one around. The dog is invisible. In fact, the dog comes back and attacks him. Trust your friends. Don't let them turn into wolves. That's a reference to the Blue Hour lyrics. Time between dog and wolf. Anyways, trust your friends. That's his challenge. Okay. Taeyeon. His true name is the one who hangs from an old tree with deep roots. That's also very long and strange, but this is a reference to Odin. So Odin, in myth, famously traded his eye for knowledge, and is heavily associated with ravens who basically go out and gather information for him and bring it back to him. So that's what you're sort of seeing with the whole tree and raven bird situation in the music video. So Taeyeon's challenge that we're shown that he has to overcome is that he does have to overcome pain in order to gain knowledge. Which we know he does, because actually in the webtoon, he gives up the sight in one of his eyes to trade it for crucial knowledge. This is also hinted at in Nap of a Star, I think, with the whole, one of his eyes has the star in it. I think that's to show that he traded. Huening Kai. His true name is the one who built the labyrinth. And this is very clearly Daedalus from Greek mythology. This is also a reference to his alternate universe self that I talked a bit before in the Eternally music video. So here in the Frost music video, we actually, I think, see the labyrinth itself. So famously, his other version actually traps the cat, devil of a cat, in the maze. And the cat is actually possessing Yeonjun, so basically he's trapped a Yeonjun who's possessed by the cat in the maze, and at this point it's kind of implied that he's no longer Yeonjun, he's only the cat. And so his challenge is to not become trapped within his own maze. And basically this means that he would be consumed by his darker self, which could also be a reference to the cat, but I also think it ties into what I talked about in the previous video for Eternally, where I thought that, hey, he might have been originally the one who's supposed to be the most innocent one, the one who's supposed to sort of start to sing the song of the stars to the dragon to defeat the dragon. If he lets darkness consume him, if he loses himself within the maze, he will no longer be able to accurately sing it because he's no longer the most innocent one, and so he can't sing the dragon's true name. And then they would inevitably have to face the real apocalypse. Subin's true name is the one who is believed by no one, which is a reference to a sort of historical figure, Cassandra. Like Cassandra, he is not believed when he tells of what has supposed to happen in the future, but he must decide to share it anyway. His challenge would be to see a future that he keeps quiet about, and thus is unable to face or prevent. As I said earlier though, the fact that he's able to use the dice at all means that he's accepted this part of himself, because in the webtoon it doesn't activate until he's like made up his mind that he's like, I don't care, I'm gonna, you know, this is my gift, I have to use it. That is a testament that he does in fact overcome this. Good for you, Subin. Bomgyu. Bomgyu's true name is the last thing in the box. It is a reference to Pandora's box, the answer of which is hope. Even when everything seems lost, he must inspire hope in others. It's the last hope they have. Haha. His challenge, as depicted in this video, is being endlessly trapped in the opening of the box, so having everything else out first, basically. That he will keep releasing everything else and not ever get to hope, which is the thing at the very bottom. So he can't get trapped in a cycle of despair. The other scenes that show of them like on the islands, kind of they look like flashbacks. Basically it's just set up for the challenges, like the seeds of which are already there. There's no preventing this fate, it's already started to happen. Again, this music video is hugely metaphorical. They are using the whole concept of Magic Island in this just very loosely in a way to be like, this is their true name, this is what they have to focus on, this is what they have to face, these are the potential consequences if they don't. And like they need to accept their fate so that they can actually face the challenges ahead, because it's already started. And then at the end of the music video, in that end scene, we are shown Taein sort of stealing the spellbook away from the tarot card reader before escaping Magic Island. This is, I think, just a reference to his spellbook. This exact situation never happens in the Starseekers anywhere. It is, again, likely a product to the story changing after the fact, since the book was always shown to be his in the webtoon. It was given to him, it was his. He never stole it from anywhere. Although, that would make for a really fun story arc, don't you think? That may be in my TXT story reimagination rewrite video that I'm eventually going to be posting, so keep an eye out for that. One eye, because Taein only has one eye. And then, anyway, sorry. Anyways, that is it. That was really short, sweet, and easy. Now that we know a lot about what this sort of represents, I feel like it was really fun to just do a little breakdown on it. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and check out tomorrow's video for the Doom's Night and the previous videos for the other Starseekers content that I re-examined in 2024. I also want to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. The only reason I was able to sort of do TXT's Dream Week in the first place is because you guys are there to support me, because you help pay my editor, and yeah, you're literally what makes this all possible. If you want to become a patron, the link is in the description down below. As it is, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay sunny, everyone. Bye! And see you tomorrow for Doom's Night.